What's up? This is Dez from DevilDriver, and you're watching Chaos TV.
Okay, so hello everyone. We are here in Pakkahuone in Tampere, Finland, with Dez from DevilDriver. So first off, hello and welcome to Chaos TV.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
So you just kicked off your European tour with Cannibal Corpse, Hour of Penance, and the Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah.
Too many bands on the same bill. It's hard to remember all the names. You kicked it off last night from Oulu. So how was the show last night?
The show was incredible. I mean, when I said how many people have heard of DevilDriver, the whole crowd put their hand up. But then when I said how many people have ever seen us, there was like 4 people.
Okay.
So it's perfect. That's what we want, you know. Come over, break open new markets. But this co-headline thing with Cannibal is amazing. All the bands on it are killer, and it's already just been a really good time so far. So I'm just trying to get over jet lag right now.
So, as you said, I guess this is pretty good opportunity for you to reach new markets as well.
Yeah, it's great. They're going some places we've never been, and yeah, it's just a good tour, a bunch of good bands, and that's really what you want, is camaraderie on the road. You know, when you're doing a month in the snow, you got to have everybody getting along, so you can see around, everyone's eating together and hanging out. It's nice.
So last time when you were in Finland, you played with Machine Head, Bring Me the Horizon and Darkest Hour. It was 2 years ago?
Yeah, well, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so what kind of memories do you have from the trip back then?
Well, I mean, we've known the Machine Head guys forever, so touring with those guys was a blast. And that tour was a great time. I'm a huge fan of Darkest Hour too, so it was a great tour, and you know, we appreciate Machine Head taking us out. Yeah.
So what are like your best memories when it comes to playing in Finland?
Show to show, man, it differs, you know. But what I realize is the fans up here really like their metal. So, and there's so many diverse bands. I mean, we sound nothing like Black Dahlia. Black Dahlia sounds nothing like Cannibal Corpse. Everybody sounds different. So I think everybody's getting a little taste of something different, you know. And I mean, best memories are just good shows, man. Just good shows. You know?
So what kind of expectations do you have towards this European tour?
Well, if it's anything like last night, if tonight's anything like last night, and the rest of the tour is anything like last night, it's going to be an absolutely incredible tour.
A lot of partying as well, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really party, especially after the show, because I like to be on top of it for the show. But before the show is when I like to have a couple cocktails and get loose. Okay. But otherwise, I don't do any real late night partying. It's just not my thing, you know. I want to be 100% for the show. People are paying good money, so they need to see a good show.
Okay. Usually bands do the opposite, that they don't drink before and they drink after.
Yeah, me and George from Cannibal were just talking about that. And he says, I never drink before, I just drink after. And I said, how do you feel today? He says, hungover. I said, see, it's not something I want to do, you know. I get up in the morning, I tend to try to work out with these guys, I try to do yoga, I try to keep myself in shape for the shows. But before the show, you know, you come back in my back lounge, there's all my friends, and we have a couple cocktails and cut loose, you know.
So I heard you guys just talking about Randy from Lamp of God. So what did you guys talk about that subject?
Well, I mean, it's heavy on all of our hearts, man. We're great friends with that camp, and I just hope everything turns out for the best for him. So what we were talking about at the dinner table right now was exactly that. Just hope it turns out for the best for him. We might be in the Czech Republic when he comes back for his trial, so if so, we're going to try to see him. But every day, I should say, there's not a day that goes by that we don't all, in our heads, in one way or another, pray for the guy, you know.
Have you ever thought about your own security when you have been on stage?
Of course. Yeah, because we have some pretty fanatical shows.
Yeah.
Where people are coming on stage, jumping off, and that's all stopped. If people come on the stage now, they get taken off the back of the stage, and you know, you have to watch that now. And because of this incident, I think a lot of bands are going to change their thing. I used to be like, you know, our stage is your stage, come on up, let's party. But now it's, you know, we go there to do our gig, you're an audience member, you're watching the gig, don't come up on our stage. That's the way that it goes.
So it's your own area, basically.
For sure. And we've got people up there that, you know, we'll grab them and just take them off the back, but no one's pushing anybody off the stage. Or when it used to be like that. Yeah. You know, you come up and you just push them off the front, but somebody takes a misstep and They get hurt, or
can happen.
shit can happen. So you want to be respectful. If they're respectful of us, we'd be respectful of them, the audience members, and so.
So have you ever been afraid when there has been, like, for example, 100 people on the stage that maybe something could happen?
No, I mean, I like it personally. It makes the show aggressive.
Yeah.
Except when they start grabbing a hold of me or whatever, then it gets a little, then I want to punch somebody because I'm in a different headspace than right now.
And you want to have your own space as well.
Yeah. So,
People should respect the musicians and not grab them when they go on stage.
If you go on stage and if you make it up there, first of all, then, bang your head a couple times and get off. But,
You released 5 albums through Roadrunner, and now you signed with Napalm Records. So first off, I must ask that why didn't you re-sign with Roadrunner? Was there like some reasons behind it, or did you just want to try out something new?
No, I think it was a mutual understanding. A lot of bands have either left or got off that label. The label's not the same anymore at all. All the key people that signed me back in the day left or are gone. Napalm Records has done more so far for the setup of this next record than I think Roadrunner United States has done in 4 records.
Okay.
It was a different story with us in Europe because we had a girl named Michelle Kerr who worked for us doing press for Roadrunner, and so we had a very good presence. But I'm more than pleased right now, man, with what Napalm's doing. I think we're seeing so much. They're really into the music. They're really into the band. Their marketing plan, their everything is right up there. In almost 20 years on Roadrunner, I've never emailed with the owner. But with the owner of Napalm, I'm emailing back and forth, and he's a metalhead, and and I'm saying, wait till you hear this new record, and he's saying, I can't wait to get it in my hands, and that makes you feel good as an artist, to have a label behind you. I'm really excited for this next record.
So I guess you also had some other options to choose from label-wisely. So how did you end up signing with Napalm?
You feel the vibe. Max is the owner. He came out. We met him. He sat down, and it was just obvious to me that he was into the band and that he was going to really help us do the next level thing. So we took a chance, and I think it's going to be a wonderful partnership.
So it has been announced that the new album will be coming out in August. So how far is actually the recording process for the album at the moment? Is it already finished?
Yeah. We're totally done. There are some things I'm going to do now that we're listening to the record over here.
Okay.
I'm flying I get home from Europe, and after 2 days my producer flies into my house. I have a studio at my house, and there's a few other little things I want to do vocally just to make it the best I can.
Okay.
And then we're done. He's already mixing now, and we're listening to the roughs on the bus and making notes, and so I love this process. That's my favorite process. Listening to the mixes and doing the artwork, and I do all of that. So I'm working on all the packaging. Napalm is coming with, they're giving us 16 pages in a booklet. So if you do buy the CD, you get something really extra. We've done a bunch of killer B-sides as well that for me are A-sides. I can't choose right now, but we don't have any B-sides. It's the first record that the 2 songs that you think are going to be, you need 2 B-sides for.
Yeah, always.
We can't tell what it's going to be.
Okay.
So that's a really good thing, because usually they stick right out. Okay, this one, but I'm real proud of it. I think the guys did an amazing job. I'm really proud, especially of Michael Spreitzer on guitar. I'm really proud of him on this record. John Berkland really came to the table. It's just been it was a united front. It's nice.
So how many songs did you record for the album?
We recorded, I think, 13 tracks. 13 tracks. Yeah.
So will those all end to that?
One of those tracks is a cover song.
Okay. And those will be on the final CD?
We don't know. I mean, like I said, you need B-sides for other territories.
Yeah.
So me personally, now that I'm listening to the body of work, I want all of it to be on the record.
Yeah.
But that's going to be left up to Napalm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So what can you say about the new material you have written so far? If you, for example, compare it to your previous albums, what are like the main differences?
Well, it's really heavy groove, really heavy riff. It's nothing like our last record, Beast. It's more on the lines of like The Fury of Our Maker's Hand or The Last Kind Words. I think we understand what we do, And this time around, we talked about what we do best, and what we should do.
Okay.
And then when the song started to come to me to write, I started calling those guys like, oh my God, the song's amazing. Next one, this song's amazing. I was really pleased, man, really pleased. People will love it. If you're a fan of DevilDriver, this is going to be the record you're going to love. I don't think I've ever said this my whole career, but I think this is probably one of the best records. You know, every record.
I guess the bands are always saying that this is the best one. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can go back in interviews since '95, and this is my best records. But this feels to me very cohesive, very team oriented. I mean, it's a monster of a record. From the time it starts out to the time it finishes, it takes your breath away. And it's one of those records where I think once you listen to it, you're going to push play immediately again, because there's just huge hooks, big guitar riffs. The drumming is incredible. If you're a young drummer trying to learn this shit, you're going to have a very hard time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about the lyrics on the albums? What things have influenced the lyrics on the new CD?
Well, my headspace is a lot more positive, I think, over the last year or so. Previous records, I was going through some other times in my personal life, but this thing is just exploring all sorts of emotions, you know, and some storytelling involved, some real personal lyrics, man, real personal lyrics to me. I think the fans are going to love it. I think the minute they dig in to the lyrics and to the riffs, they're going to latch on to this record. And it is one of the records that we said, look, you know, we're going to put some of the older songs to the wayside, and we're going to definitely play at least 5, 6, maybe 7 of those songs live. So usually when a record comes out, you play 2, 3, maybe 4 max, because people want to hear the older stuff too. But this one is one of those that if you ditched everything and you just played this record, I think everyone would go crazy. So that's another good thing, you know.
So is it more like a personal album lyrics-wisely to you than most of the CDs before?
Yeah, I mean, all of my lyrics are personal to me, man, but this is just I was in a different headspace. I was really writing from remembering things from the past or moving forward. I couldn't give you any really tangible examples other than when you get the record, read it, you'll feel what I'm saying, and that's important.
So will there be any guest musicians on the album?
No, not on this one. I had a few people I wanted to ask, but no time. Everyone was touring or this or that, you know. So it's just us.
So are there like?
Actually, wait a minute. We did a cover. The cover song that we did, which I can't release and tell you yet, actually has a female voice.
Okay.
And her name is Mary. She's a good friend of Mike Spreitzer's, and Mary's incredible. She's an incredible voice. Yeah.
So are there like some musicians that you would like to work with in the future?
Oh, tons of dudes. Are you kidding? I mean, I've had the pleasure over my career of working with some great cats, man. I mean, but I love to work with other musicians too. Everyone who knows me knows, you know. I mean,
What would be like your ultimate top 3 choices if you could like decide and have them on your CD?
Well, I mean, I've already done a song with Ozzy, so I don't think you can ever top that.
Yeah.
I've worked with Nikki Sixx. I've had the pleasure of working with Anselmo on Viking Crown in his basement. I've had the pleasure of working with Mark Morton on our side project Born of the Storm. I'd love to work with Kerry King. I'd love to have him guest on our shit. There's just a lot of cats out there that I'd love to work with. You know, I'm a huge Danzig fan. There's a lot of people I'd love to work with. So let's hope over the time I get the chance.
So you are also now active with Coal Chamber, and you have a US tour coming up. So what are your thoughts about that?
Good times. You know, for me, it's all about fun. If I'm having fun, if I'm having a good time, I'm going to do it. And for years, we toured with this band Seven Dust. So that's who Coal Chamber is going out with in the States, is Seven Dust. And then Coal Chamber is coming over here to do Download and do a bunch of festivals and do about 3 weeks of touring in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been fun, man. We took it over to Australia. The fans were incredible. They were singing every word. And then we took it to South America, and those shows were insane. I mean, you know, when you got 600 kids outside, you know, waiting for the show to begin at 10 hours early, and the fact is the crowds too were all very young everywhere we went. When, you know, it's not just people that have seen us before coming out. So I'm revisiting that to have a good time. Everyone knows how it ended terribly between us.
Yeah.
So it's good to get together, make music, have fun, be friends. That's what it's all about.
So will we see Coal Chamber in Finland during the summer as well on some European on some festival?
I don't know. The only reason I don't know is I'm doing this thing lately where I don't look at where we're going.
Okay.
So I wake up and they say, "Where are we?" "We're in Finland." "Okay, cool." It's better for me than be like, "Okay, and tomorrow I'll be in Italy. Tomorrow I'll be in France. Tomorrow." I don't know why. It just after years and years and years of looking at a tour book where I want to be or where I'm going to go, it's better to wake up and ask somebody, "Where are we today?" "Cool," and be excited about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So you're always surprised where you are next day.
Yes, and it's good. I mean, obviously, we're getting on a ferry, we're going to Sweden, so you know where you're going. But sometimes it's nice to wake up and where are we? Oh, we're in the south of France, or we're in Finland, or we're in the UK. It's a good time.
Do you have any crazy stories to tell from the ferry trips from Finland to Stockholm?
It's fucking drunk ferries, man. God.
Party boat or...
People passed out everywhere wearing crazy costumes and shit. I love it, man. It's an adventure. I love what I do. I'm very blessed to be doing it this long. I love every moment of it. I love the travel. I love the tour. I love the meeting new people, playing shows at different places. Like I said, the show last night, how many people have heard of us? Everyone raised their hand. How many people have seen us? 4 people raised their hand. It was great. It's good times.
So, as you said, you will be touring with Coal Chamber more in the summertime, but do you have plans to release new music sometime in the future with them, or is it just touring?
Yeah, we haven't really talked about that. Just touring for now. Yeah. We're revisiting, we're having fun. As soon as it starts talking about a record and this and that, it starts getting a little stressful for me. Yeah. DevilDriver's my baby. Yeah. It's my life, and we have to see what happens. That's no matter what. I don't put DevilDriver down to do Coal Chamber. Yeah. That's the way that is. They stuck by me for 10 years, so I'm gonna stick by them.
So you'll see what happens. If you have free time enough, you maybe then consider about that one as well.
I mean, I couldn't even know when it would come, because we have a record release and we have to tour on that release, and we have another record. I eventually want to do a record with tons of other musicians as well. Yeah. So I have a lot of music I want to make. I don't know with who or what's going to happen. I think it's time to focus really on DevilDriver at this point. I'm touring with Coal Chamber, but I'm really focused on the DevilDriver camp.
So do you have plans to release a solo CD sometime in the future?
Oh, I don't know, and I don't even know about solo. What it would be is 35 musicians that I love coming in, and it'd be parts of DevilDriver too, and Coal Chamber and every. I don't know when that would ever happen.
Wouldn't that be funny?
It would be fun, is what it would be, and it's kind of my new word is if it's fun, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So maybe this one as well.
I'm so focused on DevilDriver right now, I can't even consider it, but
Okay, so thank you very much for taking time off to do this interview with us, and good luck for tonight's show as well as for the whole European tour.
Enjoy yourself, man. Thanks for waiting too, because jet lag kicking my ass.
So anything you want to say as a closer to your Finnish fans, you can hold the mic and the camera go there.
Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Thank you very much for having us. You have a beautiful country, and get in the pit.
Thank you.